actual existing capitalism, meaning the private institutions existing now that owns the means, machines, men, and labour, and profits behind what we so deem capitalism, are not in any way in adherence to actual capitalist theory. Capitalism was in practice before there was any form of capitalist theory. Early capitalist theory came in around the 18th century. Capitalism was being practiced as far back as the 16th century in the Netherlands and parts of Europe. The capitalism we have today, which some people refer to really existing capitalism, I'm just going to call our capitalism because that sounds more substantial and concise, is basically a rewritten and corrupted version of capitalist theory. People took capitalist theory, these original economic, socio-political writings and essays and takes on our world and capital and who should own what and why, and basically twisted a few things, rewrote a few things, changed a few things in later capitalist theory to basically further benefit not the 1% as neoliberalism likes to describe it as. It's a tenth of the 1%, as Chomsky says. These little changes from and estrays from capitalist theories are things like wages being imbalanced to inflation, interstate banks existing, and market blockages. These are not included in traditional capitalist theory. These were things added on later to furtherly bonus and push up the profits of those profiting majorly already. It is almost like taking the core aspects and twisting it in your favour, turning and turning and turning it, taking out the capitalist part of capitalism and adding in the I am going to succeed because I'm writing the actual theory type of capitalism. But being not capitalist theory and being something entirely estranged, it's still our system. It's still what we have in this world, and this is a blunt statement, but evidently it does not work. Our real existing capitalism is not working. You look around at the amount of consequences and the amount of terrible consequences. I couldn't think of another word, but that is what it is, consequences. This huge mental health plague where everyone is in entire distress stems from capitalist ideology. Debt, which people, countries, and nations are in, stems from capitalist ideology. Classism and the hugely classist system we live in stems from the capitalist aesthetic. It's all rooted back into this misguided, rewritten, purposefully damaged theory. Original capitalist theory wasn't that good of a theory in my eyes either, but this is even worse. Capitalism isn't capitalism. Capitalism is capitalism made to be even more evil. These people just want their benefits at the expense of no one. Wage imbalance to inflation. They purposefully made it impossible for people to be making the right amount of money. The pay you're getting, your wage, is not an accurate representation of how much you are producing. Thousands of pounds and dollars of revenue for your company whilst getting paid $7.25 an hour. That's this form of capitalism. This is estranged and the strayed and far from adherence capitalism that we exist in. If capitalism is a terrible thing, what we have is 10 times worse, and that worseness is purposeful. It was intended to be worse, to be more beneficial to the wicked and evil, cruel, cold-hearted oligarchical figures of politics and money who just want to grow and expand their empires and their monopolies at the expense of human life, at the expense of whatever cost it may be to other people just for their benefit. Hence this prevalence of poverty, classism, racist, sexual divide. No matter what it is, it's all rooted back to this purposeful changes and sways just to profit a certain group of individuals who are the same linkable people in those positions now as they were 200, 300 years when this change from traditional capitalism began to being this what we are have as our real existing capitalism now. It's all purposeful and it was all done out of malicious intent for monetary gain.